Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It's truly out of control. This is for full coverage. I was trying to be subtle, y'all. I was trying to be subtle. How come I haven't used this in a while? Welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can tell, we are getting ready yet again together. I've been enjoying these little get ready with me sessions. Today we don't really have any new makeup to try, but I do have some brushes that I picked up a while ago from Morphe, their Vegan Pro series. I've never seen these before, and so when I did see them, I decided to kind of pick up 3 of the brushes, and if I like them, then I'll definitely be back for more. I really love Morphe brushes. They're one of the brushes that I feel I have the most of in my collection, whether that's a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill or just Morphe on its own. They do last a really long time. So I wanted to give these a try. I have this V105. This is their concealer brush. We can open her up quickly, see what she's giving. They do have them like set out on a display, which is nice for you to see. So this is the concealer brush. This is what this looks like. And my stomach just growled because I'm a little hungry. But we're going to wait till we're done with this video to eat. Then I have this one. This is the V115. And this one is for setting. So powder. Detailed powder setting brush is what it says. And this is how she looks. I really love how sleek the brushes are, by the way, as well. And then I have the V108. This is the contour brush. So that's what this looks like. And then let's just open her up as well. Get her out the packaging. Very cute. So this is that brush. I don't know if there was one for foundation or not. I'm pretty sure there is, but these are the 3 that I decided to pick up. So we are going to be using these today. I am, of course, going to start with priming my skin. I'm going to use 2 primers. I'm going to use a little bit of the Tatcha for my pores, because my pores are pouring today. Not as much as they have been lately, but still, it could use a little something something right here. I am getting ready to do nothing. Well, not nothing, because I do have a lot to do today, but I might go to dinner later, so I am going to be doing a little bit of eyeshadow just in case. It is fairly kind of early, but I wanted to take the time to get ready now just in case. Like I said, it's still kind of up in the air. Just depends. So let's just get ready, you know? So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the saying. And then I'm also going to use my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I was going to say I didn't put on SPF this morning, but I did. Been using a new one, and I think my skin really likes it. So the Bobbi Brown I'm just going to use on the outer perimeter of my face, if you will. Somehow I got it on my lip. I don't really like to talk and do my eyeshadow. So this part of the video, I feel I should kind of montage for you guys, speed up, whatever I end up doing with it. So I can save you guys some time. I just pulled out some older palettes. I mean, I don't have anything, like I said, I don't have any new makeup to try with you guys, but I just pulled out some neutrals, I guess, if you will. I guess I can share with you guys the palettes. So I have my Dose of Colors palette. I'm thinking just to use the browns in here. This is one of like the palettes that I really go back to, especially when I don't really know what to do with those neutral shades. And then Juvia's Place just really has some good palettes and shadows. So this is the Warrior 2 palette, and I'm thinking to actually use the reddish shade right here. I don't know. I don't want to do anything that's like over glam or anything like that. Just something neutral and simple, maybe. You know, with the pop of that like deep burgundy shade. I don't know. it looks really, really nice. So I will figure it out, I guess, as I go along. As you guys know, I do love to use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer for my priming of my lids. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Brows are already done, of course. I'm just going to pop this on my lids a little bit, and we're going to get started with this eyeshadow. But like I said, I'm going to speed this part up just because I really hate talking and doing my eyeshadow, especially when I don't know what I'm doing. So, cue montage. So the eyes are pretty much done for now. Obviously, I'll add, shadow towards the end underneath the lash because you guys know I love that. But let me just kind of tell you quickly what I did. So first of all, I do have the Velour lashes on. These are their premium synthetic lashes in the style Worst Behavior. So that's what I have on the eyes. Honestly, I think I could have cut off these outer corner parts, but we're here, so we're just gonna leave it as is unless I feel like changing it at the last minute. And then for eyeshadow, I did show you guys the palettes, but I just used this shade right here, mixed it in with one of the shadows in this palette. The shadow that I mixed it in with was this one right here in the crease. That's the first like 2 shades you guys see me use. And then I used this shade on the outer corner, which I think is so pretty. It would even look really nice with like a shimmer in the inner part, but I did go ahead and put this shadow right here on the inner part of the lid just because I wanted some type of base. But honestly, I feel like I could have just set it with loose setting powder in the front because I kind of like that natural skin finish in the front half, but we're here already. It's not a terrible decision, but looking back, that's what I would have done. And then I took this black shade right here and just did a little bit, smudged it on the outer part of the eye. Just very simple. A couple of shades, that's it. Now I'm going to color correct a little bit because I still have some dark marks and stuff on my skin that I just want to kind of cover up real quick. And then I'm going to spray my face quickly with my ColourPop. I decided to use this today just because I've been using the item kind of a lot. So we're going to give her a little break. And then, do I want to do my contour first? I've been kind of like loving doing the contour and stuff first, kind of like doing your makeup in reverse, if you will. Somewhat. I mean, I've been liking that concept. So I think I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to use this contour stick instead. I know we have a brush for contour, but I'm going to use the brush to blend it in. I'm just going to place this. Hopefully this is enough. I don't know. We shall see. Come down the bridge of my nose with it. So again, this is the contour brush. I like the shape of this brush. Will I continue to use this for contour? I don't know, because obviously I haven't used it yet, but honestly, when it comes to brushes, I just use them for whatever I want to use them for. I'm not always using it for what it's meant for. But that's just like with anything when it comes to makeup. You don't necessarily have to use it for what it's used for if you don't want to. This contour stick is actually very, very light in coverage. It's almost as if nothing is on my skin. I wonder if, I don't remember if when I first used it, did I use it on top of the foundation? I must have, because I do not remember it giving such minimum contour to the face. I might have to use it again once I put my foundation on, because I don't remember that, honestly. I really don't. I went with this contour, get your words right. I went with this contour stick today because I feel like I have been using the NARS one a lot. And then I recently, not recently, but like the last makeup video I feel I did for you guys, I used the drugstore one that I had. I could have used the Huda Beauty. I do have that one, and I do like that one. but we're just gonna see what this does. I like the fact that it seemed like I put kind of a lot, but like you can't tell. I do like this brush, by the way. It's very small enough to just like get right in here, which is nice. And it is blending things out, so that's nice too. Yeah, Morphe really just has some nice brushes. All right. I kind of feel like I want to add a different contour because I don't really feel like that was doing anything. Let's see if we layer it. I mean, I don't want it to be super deep, but I do want it to show up, you know? So, just gonna put a little more in those areas just to see if maybe it'll show up a little more. But we're gonna go straight into foundation, and I am gonna use the corresponding foundation from Makeup by Mario. I've been using the NARS like crazy. That has been pretty much my go-to foundation lately. So I wanted to give it a little bit of a break because I haven't been using this one that much. So let's just go ahead and apply this. I know typically for the underpainting, we know that concealer kind of goes before this, but I'm going to use this before concealer today. I do have both my sponge and the puff. I'm going to use the puff because I've been liking the puff a lot when it comes to applying makeup. It just lays it down so much nicer, I feel. I can go on top of it with the sponge after the fact, but initially the puff is where it's at. So if you guys haven't tried this by now, please try it and thank me later. Using my sponge to just have everything in, make sure it's nice and melted into the skin. We love her. It's looking good, but I am gonna add some extra contour because I feel like I need it. I don't feel as though the Makeup by Mario underneath the foundation is the best choice. So we're gonna use Huda's Tantour in Fair. And I need a brush to dig this out. So I'm just gonna take this. This is not ideally the brush I would use, but if I were to show you guys what my brushes are looking like right now, you'd be sad for me because it's truly out of control. So now that we have the contour on, what are we gonna do next? Concealer. So I did pull out my NARS that I absolutely love. I believe this is the concealer that I used the last time I did my makeup, but I also pulled out the Sephora one. So maybe we'll just do like a little concoction of both of them. I'm gonna apply this one first. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of the Sephora concealer. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. Is that smart? I don't know. And then this is the concealer brush. Okay, so I do like to use a brush. Typically I would use like something like this to blend out my concealer. I would also use like a big, not big, but like a decent sized blending brush for shadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this out. It is a little different. It's kind of tapered a little bit, but still has a little bit of fluff to it. So let's go ahead and give her a go. Just tapping. Okay, I mean, I can see what the vibe is supposed to be. I'm actually tapping it into the little bit of concealer from the Sephora one that I had, just so I can kind of tap and mix it in with what I already have on my face. But I can kind of see the vibe of what this is supposed to do. I would still, like, this is for full coverage, I feel, this brush. I would still use either the sponge that I'm about to go in with. I would still use this just to kind of smooth it out a little more, or a beauty sponge. See the difference from when I first was blending it out with the brush? It's just, it blends it a little bit more seamlessly and smoother in my opinion, but I would still use the brush. I might have to go back and get some more brushes because I actually like these. This brush is perfect for the nose area. Like to blend it out, and you can just like bring it down like this, nice and easy. Oh yeah, I'm a fan of this brush for sure. And this makeup look, it's giving full glam. I was trying to be subtle, y'all. I was trying to be subtle, but it's definitely giving full glam right now. So before I go with powder, I'm going to use this Fenty. This is their Sunstalker and Island Ting. I haven't used this in a while. So I pulled it out today to use, just so I can use something different from what I've been constantly using, number one, and two, just to see if I still love it. So I'm just going to apply this over the contour that we did, just to warm up the face a little bit, and also to set that concealer down as well before we go in with any type of loose powder. Whenever it's like a new brush that you're using, sometimes you get like the little brush hairs on your face sometimes, and that's kind of annoying, but clearly I've never used this brush before. But I do like this bronzer. It's nice and warm, you know? And I think that's what I like about it the most. Just a nice warm bronzer to warm up the face. Boom. Alright, now let's do our powder. So I have the Huda Beauty loose powder. I don't know if I should use that for loose, because I really want to press the loose powder into the skin. So I'm going to use the puff. Oh, that's way too much. I'm going to use the puff for the loose powder, and then for the pressed powder I'll use the brush, just because I like to really press loose powder into my skin. And normally I would just use a pressed powder only, but I'm going to use the Huda today to switch things up, because I know sometimes certain things can get like repetitive, so I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get too repetitive, because I can get complacent real quick. If it's something that I like, I'm going to do it again and again and again until I get tired of it. I'm like that with food too. So like if I find a new restaurant, recipe, whatever, that I just like really, really like, I'm going to get it again and again and again until I get tired of it. It's like a cycle. This powder is really nice. How come I haven't used this in a while? Makes me excited to try out the pink powder from Huda, just because this one is just so nice. I have not used this in a hot minute, y'all, and it's actually really, really nice. I almost don't even want to set my face with anything else. But what I will do is use the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. We're not going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury today. We'll use Micro Smooth from Sephora, which is a really great powder. And I'm going to use this on the perimeter of my face. Okay, I see why they call this a detailed like brush, powder brush, because if you're someone who likes to clean up your contour, this gets perfectly right in here like this, if you were trying to clean it up with like some loose powder or whatever. But I'm just simply setting, you know, the rest of my face with this. I'm not going to go underneath my eyes with it, because I really love what the Huda powder did. I'm still on the fence with these lashes. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm going to speed through this part as well, just finishing off the rest of my face. I don't have much to do, just add a little bit of blush, highlighter maybe, and do my lower lash line. I think that's about it, because y'all know I'm just going to throw a clear gloss on. So let's get that done. So now that my makeup is done, I can finally close out today's video and kind of tell you guys how I feel about these brushes. So first and foremost, I would just want to say that I like all three of the brushes that I tried today. I think I picked some really good ones to test out, and I like them. Well, not test out, use, because I was truly intrigued. But this concealer brush, I really like the precision of it, and you can get really like right here in the nose area. It's perfect for that, but it also is very nice underneath the eyes. Now, like before, I said I do prefer this just to kind of blend things out further and just make it a lot more seamless. I'm obsessed with this sponge at the moment, if you guys can't tell, but I do like that. So even using both of these together is not an issue for me, because as you guys know, before this came along, I did use a sponge, and I did use a sponge today just to kind of press everything in on the rest of my face as well. I love using a sponge. So just like before, when I would use a brush to blend out my concealer, I was always going on top with the sponge. So same thing, brush instead of the sponge, I'm using a puff. Not a big deal. But I do love the brush and the precision, like I said. Then the contour brush, I feel like I could use this for something other than contour, even if it was just like for cream blush or even powdered blush on the cheeks would be nice as well. Just a really nice, small, fluffy brush that I feel works very well for what it's intended for, and in my opinion has other purposes as well. So that was really nice. And then the powder brush, like I said, it's for precision. So if you're someone who likes to like carve out this cheek area between your bronzer and, you know, the rest of your face or powder, whatever, and you clean up right here, this is perfect for that. You get that nice precision. Is there other brushes just like this? Of course, but in my opinion, I'm happy with my purchases, and I will be back for more face brushes from this line. Also, speaking of the line, I do want to say that they do have eyeshadow brushes as well. I was more intrigued in the face brushes to try out first, but I feel like I will go back and get some eyeshadow brushes. So if you guys want to see me use those, let me know in the comments. But that's really all that I have for you guys today. I really want to say thank you for hanging out with me. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I will see each and every one of you hopefully in my next upload.